Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Quantum Leap Morning Leap. This is our trade plan setup session for Monday, January the 25th. My name is Doug McKay. I'm the founder and moderator of Quantum Leap. This is a subscription service, so I will put up my contact information if you want to come in for a free trial. Before I do that, though, please hold on one second. Sorry about that. Before we get going, please read through the disclaimer. Nobody at Quantum Leap is a certified trading advisor. We're retail traders uh, operating under a self-organized learning environment. Past performance is not indicative of future results, and any trades that you see in Quantum Leap are for education purposes only. Please trade your own due diligence and your own trade plan and your own risk metrics. If you do want to get a hold of me, just send me an email at quantumleapfutures@gmail.com or give me a call on my cell phone or contact me through Skype. So Friday, we were looking for a rotational day with a test into the 1900s, and we had a really big rotational, huge rotations again in this market. So we just sort of rotated around and we worked our way up into 1900. I was looking for possible neutral extreme. We did break the IB to the low side and to the high side. So we did get our neutral extreme that we were looking for, but I was thinking we might get we got a neutral day. I was looking for the possibility of seeing a neutral extreme, and we didn't quite get that. We closed at the 1898.75. We didn't even close in the 1900s. Sunday night so far, they've tested into the 1900s again, gone up as high as 1904 and a quarter. And we've come right back down, and we're trading near the lows of the night at our low overnight is 1887.50. So as always, I'd like to start with just a basic chart on the monthly, taking a look at the trends. I use a 9 EMA and a 20 SMA, and then I'm looking for where the trend is being challenged. And I have to apologize. I'm not feeling well this morning, so I'm a little out of sorts. On the monthly, we do have this long-term trend that has been challenged and violated, and we're trading below the 9 and the 20 and below 1900. So we have a possibility at the start of a trend down on the monthly. On the weekly, we do have the downward trend. We've got slope and separation. We do have a technical gap that still needs to be filled. It looks like is going to be filled through a combination of both time and price. Going to the daily, the trend is still down, but we've come up and tried to close above the 9. We did close above it on Friday, but so far we're getting back below it. So I'd be watching the 1894 level closely. If we get back above it, we could push back up into that 1900 again. But the trend itself is being challenged, but it is still to the downside on the daily. And then the 4-hour, we have this move up that we've made. They created a technical gap with Mr. Sneaky. We've come back and closed the technical gap. We're above the 9 and the 20. There is a naked cross here all the way down at 1866. And that's on the 4-hour. Remember, it's a 1866.25. It is on the 4-hour, so keep the time frame in mind. Basically consolidation, but seeing some continued weakness in the 1 hour chart after having this nice strong trend up through Thursday's European and the RTH session, and then overnight they just sort of rolled over. On the 30-minute, you can see we're starting to get slope and separation to the downside again. We're trading down below the 9 and the 20. So the trend is down on the 30-minute. Same thing on the 15-minute. We do have a naked cross up here at 1894. There's that 1894 number again, 1894.50 on the 15-minute. Let's see if there's any targets down here. There is one all the way down here at 1863. Call it 1864. So the trend is down, and we are rejecting just rejected the 9 after coming up and closing that technical gap. And last but not least, going down to the 5-minute, you can see we've got slope and separation to the downside. A little bit of a technical gap right now. Probably come and close this gap. Probably come up and test that 91 area again. And we've got a naked cross here at 95.50. So let's take a look at the big picture. Of course, we did have a gap up day. They held above the 83.25. They came down and tested it right to the tick. The low of the RTH session was the high of the prior day session. We're just below this key CLVN at 91. If we stay below it, I'd be coming down and looking for a target down here in the 86.75, 86.50 level with the 78 and the 73 just below. Key line in the sand, the major support we have to hold today is 1870. If we get below that, we could get a trend day and a move down to close that gap down here at 61.50. The first level I'm going to be paying attention to, it's kind of my warning line telling me I want to be short or long. Above it, I want to be long. Above the CLVN at 91, we've been using this number, this level, and they've been challenging it back and forth, and I'm going to be looking for shorts below it and longs above it. If we do get above it, I'm looking for a move back up into the 94 area, 94.50, and possibly continuation if we can accept that value up into the 1900. Anything above 1900, first target is 03.50, and then 575, and then 975, and the big target above us is still up here in the 15-16 area. So it'll be interesting if we go up and test the 19s again. There is repair to do below us, so there's nothing that says that we can't come down and chop around in this area down to the 1870s, but anything below 1870s, I'm looking for a continuation and move down back towards that gap fill, and possibly even down to our daily ATR target, which is at 1860.50. So let's take a look at the overnight. Obviously, we've got possibility that we're going to put a lower low in overnight, but our overnight high is pretty much intact. So we'll go ahead and put the overnight high in here at 04.25. Our VPOC, we could possibly get a VPOC, so we'll have to watch to see if we get a VPOC shift down to this 1890. But right now it's up at 1896. Pretty neutral in terms of inventory overnight. It's got almost a triple distribution zone going here. So we've got this 93.50 LVN. The developing value area low is down here at 92. But yesterday's, or Friday's I should say, value area low was at 90.50. And 91 has been a key line in the sand. So 91 down to 90.50 is going to be, my key level to trade off of today. Below it, we're below value, and I'd be looking for a move down to take out the overnight low or put a new one in. Our floor pivot is down here at 85.75. I'll put the overnight low in right now, but likely going to, with the half hour to go, likely to go and take that out. So it's at 87.50. I'm looking for it to actually extend lower. So I don't need this anymore. Let's just bring this down. The lower Keltner line is at 87.75. So I really expect it to get broken. And then the key target right now, breaking right now. So there you go. So we'll have to wait and see how low it goes. But in terms of the levels below us, there's not much down here. There's the floor pivot. There's the target at 86.50. And then there's the range high at 83 and the range low at 83.25. So that's going to be my next trade area. Be careful in this area. There's, it can chop around here pretty strong. There's not much. And then below the range, my main target is going to be the change percentage of range price target at 81.25. And then we have that 78.75. I've been looking for them to possibly bounce there, but if they don't bounce from there, then I'm looking at this this 72.50 to 73.50. I'm going to use 73.50, and then below that we've got our key line in the sand below, which is going to be the 1870. Anything below that, I'm looking for a bigger move down here to the 1865. The gap close at 61.25. Our 20-day ATR is running right now. It continues to expand higher. It's running at 43.73. So off that overnight high at 1904.25, our daily downside ATR target is down at 1860.50, just below this this gap close. I believe there's a POC down there too. Where's the POC? The POC is at 1864. So we've got a naked VPOC at 65, and we got a naked POC at 64. And then the gap fill, and then our daily ATR target. Below there, there's, it gets pretty blunt down here. There's really not much. I would be looking at the 58 and the 55.25. And then, of course, our key support is still going to be this 48.75. Our weekly ATR is now running 74.82. So off of the overnight high, our weekly ATR target becomes 1829.50, just below the low of 2015. And then I don't think we're going to get much lower than that, but all those levels down there will all remain the same. So if we hold the range low from Friday, I'd be looking for them to come back up into this 85.75 to 86.50. Our new low is going to be 86.50, so I can take this target out, and we'll just put 86.50 as the overnight low. And if they stay in here, I'd be looking for them to slowly work their way up into this 91 area, and then inside of 91, my key target above is going to be the 94 I was talking about. That's also the VWAP from Friday. It's also the gap close and naked cross at 94.50. So we got a lot of confluence right there. And then look for continuation into the overnight VPOC if it doesn't shift at 1896, but more importantly to the naked VPOC. And then you've got the naked close at 98.75. And then, of course, the value area. I'm actually going to use 1900. If they get above 1900, then I'm going to be targeting for a breakout of the prior day range and the takeout of the overnight high, and then the 575, and then the 975, and then above there the big target's going to be up here in the 14-15 area range, and then all our targets to the upside remain the same. I have to adjust the daily ATR because we've come down and put a new low end, so 1886.50 plus the 43.73 takes us up to 1930. Sort of takes us down to 1930 and a quarter. And then the same thing with the weekly ATR target is going to move at 1886.50 plus 74.82, 1961 and a quarter. So you can see we've got range, possible range up into the mid 1900s if we can get back up there. Right now, they're looks like they're just going to chop around in here and properly auction this area. We've got wicks all the way up into the 92s and all the way down into the 61. So key level is going to be this 91 today, and whether or not we get above it, or if we don't, I think we just rotate and get stuck in the wicks here in this range below us. Take a quick look at the Keltner. We've got a possible double Renko reversal here. See if we get that. If we do, I'd be looking for them to come up and test this 92 area, get above that 91, and then possibly continue higher or reject off of the Keltner center line. Above the center line at 92, you've got the 95 and 96, and then the upper Keltner's up at 97. So that takes out the VPOC from the naked VPOC from Friday. Quick look at gold. Gold has gotten back up over 1100 again. Came up and we're chopping around this 1106, 1107 area. If we can hold this and accept that value, look for them to test up to the 1112.60 CLVN and possibly even break above this range high if they can get above it. If they can't hold this 1106, look for gold to come back down one more time to 1102 or 1100 area. And if it doesn't hold there, a move down into the 94.80. But gold's finding a little bit of support here. If you look at just the last few days, it's found support in around the 1100, just above it. So if it can hold above it and accept this 1107 area, I think we get further continuation on gold to the upside. So that's going to complete our pre-market session. Again, I apologize, I'm not feeling well, so I don't know how much trading I'm going to get in. I did do some trading last night and this morning, but I'm struggling right now. So as always, trade well, trade safe, and we'll catch you on the flip side.